Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nathan Nunnally Show. What is this thing anymore? I have not posted on here in a long time. Really just because I've been busy with other things. But I plan on trying to bring this back because I actually like doing it. It's just that being with the politics, sometimes you have to wait for stuff to happen, or if it's been a low week, then you have to find something that's happened, and it's just a lot of, searching and researching and, getting something to say and all this stuff. So, between having to do that and, the end of the school year got pretty busy for me, as well as the summer, I've been pretty busy. Like I said, I'm going to try to bring this thing back. I think this is like the second or third time I've said that. Anyway, today I want to go over what I want to start making the show. I kind of want to move away from politics just a little bit. I'm still going to be talking about it, and if something happens, I'm obviously going to if something big happens, I'm obviously going to make one on it. So from now on, it's going to be like, politics or something like religious related. I've actually even considered renaming it. I don't know if I want to do that yet, renaming the show, because, we've already come this far. And I don't want something I say to, to be affiliated with what else I'm going to talk about, so I don't want to, like if I renamed it God and Country, which I'm thinking about doing, I don't want, one of my opinions on how I think the government should be run, to affect the people that listen to the other part, and I don't want, people to think that, oh, well, you're a Christian and you think that, so all Christians must think that, you're garbage, so I don't want to do that. Really tricky, here. But we'll see. I'm still thinking about it. But in the meantime, today I also wanted to talk about, the Democratic debates and, just kind of what the, how the campaignings are going right now. I think it's really interesting, if you look at really just the Democratic Party in a whole, and that you could see this during the debates. The Democratic Party is like, progressive party, and they are shifting very far to the left, and, there are still Democrats that are not far, like, extremely far left, like, Bernie Sanders, and, I think it's going to be interesting for the nomination's sake, who gets nominated, because you've got people on both ends of the spectrum, like, still on the left, but you've got people as far as Bernie Sanders, and then you've got people not as far. I mean, Joe Biden's not. I mean, I would say Joe Biden's pretty in the middle as far as like the left, not like he's like in the middle of everything. But yeah, and I don't know. It was just interesting because especially Joe Biden, because he got slammed by Kamala Harris, which was kind of funny to watch. He wasn't ready for anybody that attacked him, which was really, really funny. If you haven't watched the debate, I encourage you to go watch it. Even if you don't think that kind of stuff is entertaining, it's pretty entertaining, especially this one, because basically all the Democratic Party is today is just a bunch of, people that want power, and they just pander the whole time. I think a good example that shows this is the first debate when Cory Booker spoke Spanish, Beto O'Rourke spoke Spanish, the actual Latino guy spoke Spanish, which like actually makes sense. I forgot his name, but I don't want to like search it because it'd be awkward silence because while I'm searching it, it'd be anyway. But yeah, I mean, Cory Booker. I mean, he's African American. I mean, he's not. That is not in his heritage. And he did that just to pander. Beto O'Rourke. His real name is Robert O'Rourke. He's Irish. Why in the world is he speaking Spanish? He actually changed his. He actually goes by Beto to seem Hispanic. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a big mess if one of them get elected because, I mean, you gotta remember, the president, just because they're president doesn't mean that everything that they want to do is gonna get done, because it has to pass through everything else first. But, I do think if one of them get elected, it's gonna be gridlocked, like, more than it is now. Because, like, the media, when they talk about it, it's just like, they make it seem like everybody's against Trump, and then everybody is, for socialism, and everybody's for this. Well, they're not, like, even, Democrats. I know a lot of the older Democrats are not for, socialism at all, and a lot of people are in between, not really identify with the party. They just kind of vote for whoever they want to. You've got a lot of people in the middle that, are kind of like, what? But you wouldn't know that because the news doesn't cover that part, They only want you to see what they want you to see, which is kind of scary if you think about it. Anyway, but yeah, so, yeah, the Democratic debates, I mean, all they were was just a bunch, like an hour or 2 hours long of just people pandering. And people telling them they're gonna give us free stuff. I think the funniest was his last name is Yang, Andrew Yang. That may be wrong, but I know his last name is Yang. He's actually got a hashtag on Instagram called Yang Gang. I thought that was pretty funny, but he was literally like high school SGA. How you're like, you're campaigning. Oh, or okay, maybe not high school, but like, like middle school SGA, like, I'm gonna get us more, recess, or I'm gonna get us, if you vote me president, everyone's gonna have sweet tea to drink in the hall. I live in Alabama, so bear with me on that one. But like, we're gonna get free sweet tea at lunch. I mean, none of that's actually gonna happen. You're just saying that so people will be like, oh, okay, and then they'll vote you in. Even though, I mean, SGA is really just, I mean, you're just kind of there. You don't really do much. If you're an SGA, don't jump on me for saying that. But anyway, this Yang guy, Mr. Yang, number one, he has no political experience whatsoever, which Trump didn't either. So I'm not holding it against him. I'm just pointing it out. He was actually like a tech director for some company, and his whole thing was that he was going to give every family $1,000 per month, or every month, like every single family, or maybe not even family, every person, $1,000 per month. What good is that going to do? Like, is that even that's not even practical. Like, let's be honest here. Like, think of, like, all the people, like, just in your state, I mean, like, $1,000 per, and where's it gonna come from? Like, might as well, like, cut something else out, so we save $1,000. Because, I mean, if we're just giving each other $1,000, I mean, like, that's, I mean, it's just kind of pointless. But yeah, like, hard pandering from him, especially, with the whole $1,000 a month guy. I don't understand. I mean, I'm surprised no one's, like, caught that and made fun of that yet, because, like, seriously, that's, like, the definition of pandering, like, oh, I'll give you guys free money if you vote me. I mean, what are you actually going to do in office? I mean, on my Instagram, I was watching the debate, and, there's, like, 3 or 4 questions in a row. It'd be like, all right, so what are you gonna do when you first get into office? And then someone would be like, oh well, you know how I was born in the great state of so and so, and I've always been poor, and I worked my way up, and so can you, and if you vote me, I'm gonna empower everyone that's in a minority. What are you actually gonna do? Everyone's gonna get free stuff. I love the people, my African American audience, thank you. I mean, why? Okay. Alright, pause. Can you actually answer the question? And then of course, as soon as I said I'm gonna put one of these on here, they stopped doing that. Joke's on me, right? But yeah, it was just a bunch of pandering. Like, you seriously need to watch, even if you don't find these things entertaining. I mean, you'll laugh your head off. I did. And I could talk about this all day, but I'm running out of time already, which is really sad. But I'll talk about this on another one, but probably the next one, because I really want to go over the debate like in more detail. But yeah, so if you look at all the front runners, they all have something that they identify with. Like Elizabeth Warren, she called herself Native American. Cory Booker, he's getting he's identifying like being black. He's like pro slavery reparations. Like Beto O'Rourke. I mean, he goes by Beto to seem Hispanic, even though he's not. So I guess you could say that for him. Pete Buttigieg, like, very hard last name to pronounce. I like Crowder's nickname for him. He calls him Butt Gig, which is much easier to say. Really rolls off the tongue. But he's gay, and he's gonna bring his husband to the White House. Oh dear, the phone's ringing. Give me just a second. Well, that was weird. The phone rang literally one time. I go up to get it, and it stops ringing. So, now I've got it over here by me. Anyway, what was I even saying? Oh yeah, everybody, identifies something. And, that's really like what they're campaigning on, except for like Bernie Sanders, he's just socialism. He's the socialist guy, Bernie Sanders is cool. But yeah, so I don't have much time left. I did want to get in my predictions for the new election and why right quick. I have like a little over a minute, or almost 2 minutes, and I need to talk about a few other things, so I gotta hurry. Anyway, I think Trump's gonna win the 2020 election, obviously, and here's why. Number one, I think that the Democratic Party is split, and what I mean by that is what I said earlier. You've got people as far left as Bernie Sanders, and you've got people as not far left, like Joe Biden. And if they nominate the wrong person, it'll split the vote, and the Democrats just won't vote, and Trump will win. If the CEO, number two, if the CEO from Starbucks runs as an independent, he'll pull votes from the moderate Democrats and people in between, and Trump will win. Again, splitting the vote. And third of all, I think the Democratic Party has lost a lot of credibility. At the beginning of Trump's presidency, you had a Republican president, a Republican House, Republican Senate, and midterm, that swapped. The House went to Democrat, and they basically just made the fool out of themselves with the Mueller report, Oh, Trump, you cheated. Alright, wait for the report to come out. Report comes out, he didn't cheat. Oh, crap. Well, he still should be impeached. So I think a lot of the older people that vote see that. And I'm not going to have time to finish what I was going to say. I might. But yeah, I basically think Trump's going to win, that's why. Sorry if I sped through that. You might have to re-listen to that again. But, yeah, I have a podcast coming out on the history of Kalira. If you're interested, hit me up on Instagram to see that. And I'll see you all guys. Wow, next week.